This is Danny with QuadLugs, and we're going to set up a model in the orange transmitter. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And I would recommend, you know, obviously if you're new to it, is go ahead and go through the manual really well. There's quite a few videos on YouTube also to you know, go over a lot of the items about it. So we're going to do a real simple model setup, enough to get you going, and from there, you know, you'll have to spend some time with it and get really, you know, get used to it and learn a little bit more about it. But this will get you set up. So we're going to go ahead and set up the box quad today with the orange transmitter, and we've turned it on, and here we go. First thing we're going to do, let me get a little bit pulled in a little bit closer. There we go. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and, you know, press here on the roller wheel. We're going to select a model, and you can see there's 10 of them that are in memory. So we'll go to the number 10, which is going to be, you know, a blank model here. I already have the box quad set up here, but we're going to, you know, set up another one. So we'll go ahead and press on it here. Okay, we're going to back out, and when you go to this right here, it'll move backwards. We press on it. Now we're back to the main screen again. We're going to go ahead and press list on this side, and we're going to pick the model type. Model type is going to be acro. Some people may think, you know, you pick heli in it, but it's not. You pick acro, which is a plain model, and we'll press on it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move it back, and at this time we would go ahead and set up the name. So we'll scroll down, and this is model number 10, and we press here, and this is, we press here, and this is going to give us, press one more time, and this is where we're go ahead and pick out or put our name in. So we'll put in box. We'll move it over one, press again, and we'll go backwards on it, easier to get to. Move over one, press again, and there we go, X. Okay, and we'll go ahead, move one, and if you want a you know, space in there, a blank spot, just go here and press there, and then press again, and again we're going to be quad Q. We'll move one more, press on it, go backwards A, and then I won't finish the other two because there's already one in there, but you know, you'd go ahead and finish this out, then go over to OK, press on it, and it's done. And we're going to go ahead and move here to go back, and there we are. We're not going to mess with any of this yet. We'll check this out in a minute. If we do have to reverse anything, which we may, we'll check that in a minute. You'd go to reverse, and whenever you don't want to do throttle, of course, but let's say if elevator needed to be changed, you'd go ahead and pick it, press on it, and you'll see right here where it would change to reverse. So we're going to put it back, and we're going to leave it like that until we check out the controller. Everything else ought to be good. Let's go to timer. What I normally do on timer, we can go here, and again you can change your timer, you know, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And here the switch that's going to turn the timer on or off is the trainer switch, and let me show you where that's at. It's going to be right here. So whenever, and we'll do it in a minute, whenever you turn that on, you know, it'll start the timer, and then it'll also turn it off. So let's go ahead and back out of there. And what I recommend, or yeah, and here I'm sorry, but you can change the different switches to pick a different one that you would like. So You can definitely change them if you want to. We're going to leave it there though. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all of it. If we go to monitor here, it allows you to see all your settings and you know what's being done with it. You know, like here's your elevator moving, your aileron, your throttle, oh sorry, and your rudder. And we're going to be using the gear channel to switch between auto level and not on the controller, and you're going to want to fly on auto level pretty much all the time until you know, all the time really, until you get really good with it, and then you know you can switch off auto level and you know do a little bit different things, you know, with your flips and all kind of stuff like that. But the gear switch is here, and it's identified as the gear switch. And if you see, if we move it, it's moving channel number 5, the gear switch. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and go back and back, and that's pretty much everything we're going to need right now. There's your name there. That's model number 10. This is the battery level in your transmitter. This is your timer, and we're going to move that switch again, and that's this one here, the trainer switch. And when we start it, now you can see the timer is starting to count down, and it'll give you a beep every minute if I'm not mistaken. That's gone by, and as you get closer, it's going to give you a warning that you know you're going to your timer's done, and then of course when the timer's finished and your 6 minutes that you've chosen on this particular one is gone by, it's going to start beeping at you to let you know you're at your timer that you had it set at. So you know you need to start thinking about landing. What I normally do is fly it, and I'll fly it for like the 6 minute time frame, and then I'll land, and then I'll go ahead and check my battery, see where I'm at, and then you can adjust the timer from there. If you're not sure at all on you know, first time you flew it, I would set the timer at 4 minutes, then check it. If it looks good, the battery level's good, then fly it another minute, another minute, another minute, and there you just heard the 1 minute go, you know, the 1 minute that's gone by. And after you do that, you know, you can pretty much, you get tuned in using the timer to let you know when the battery's, you know, needing to be landed. So there's different ways you can do that, but this is a good way to do it. And when you're beginning, when you're starting out with it, this is an excellent way of doing it, using the timer. So if you want to clear it, you can just go ahead and hold the switch up for a little bit, let it go, and it'll go ahead and go back to your original setting. So that's it pretty much. These are your trims these are your trim switches, and you'll see them move here, and you can set your trims on this. In other words, if it's, you know, if you're pulling to the left a little bit, you can trim it to the right. If it's going forward and you want to pull it back just a little bit to keep it in one spot, you can pull it back, you can trim it back a little bit. So that's things you can do. On this one here, we're going to go ahead and bring our trim on our throttle all the way down, and that's this switch right here, and we want to keep that all the way down because we don't want the blades, the motors ever firing up until we want it to. So this is a real simple model setup for the orange transmitter, and this particular one we're going to be, you know, we're doing as the box quad.